Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Nara and here we're discussing all things astrology and spirituality, and this video is about Pisces or Neptune in the 10th house of your chart or midheaven. If you don't know your personal placements such as rising sign, moon sign, and the house system, you do need to know your time of birth, and then you can just Google astro.com, choose a section where it says free horoscopes and choosing the ascendant, I think it's the ascendant calculator or something. So you'll be able to find it, but it's very important to know your time of birth. So if you do know that, please go to astro.com and calculate your chart. But if you do happen to have Pisces or Neptune in the 10th house of your chart, then welcome to this video. Okay, Pisces in the 10th house. So what is 10th house? 10th house is also called MC or midheaven. You are likely to hear that word a lot. And this house is related to your career, to the finances, okay? However, it's the highest point of your chart, okay? So that means that this is something you're striving for throughout your life and eventually get there. Well, not everyone choose the MC career, the midheaven career, but like I did, because I was able to integrate that, right, through astrology. However, some people may do the second house job. For example, the second house is related to your personal resources, which is the skills and resources that you have that you can monetize and make money out of it. So like freelancing or working for yourself, working from home. Then we also have a sixth house, which is also related to work, right? However, this work is different from the 10th and the second house because the sixth house is about employment, okay? This is, a job where you've been employed and you have a salary, and so you're working for other people. This is not something you're doing for yourself and your legacy, okay? However, the midheaven, which is the 10th house, is all about career and public reputation, okay? It's mostly people who have businesses, who are known for their talent by not just one or two people or 10 people, in the company. It's like in a public eye. It's, like where you have a reputation for something that you do, and you get a lot of, support from public for it because you somehow contribute. So, but if you have Pisces or Neptune in this house of career, oh, by the way, as a side note, the 8th house may also be related to money, finances in some ways, because the 8th house belongs to Scorpio, and the 8th house is about investments. So if you have crypto stuff, that will be 8th house for you, and you might want to look at it and transits, especially what it's doing if you're a crypto person. But besides that, let me get into Pisces and Neptune in the 10th house. So the 10th house also belongs to the Capricorn, right? And we know that Capricorn is very disciplined, all about work, and they're bosses, okay? So, but if you have Pisces in the 10th, it would mean that you first of all, are likely to struggle to choose the right career path for yourself, because there may be so many things you are interested in, but you can't really, understand what you want exactly, because you have this Pisces Neptunian nature, which makes you kind of lost in the vibrations in the environment that you're in. And you may have one intention today, different intention tomorrow, based on how you feel. So this is something to be aware of, and try to act more decisive, or try to understand what you really want and who you really want to become, the profession. This placement also suggests that these people are not, we know they're not very money oriented, in a way that they won't sacrifice their time and effort only for money. If it doesn't bring them the emotional stability or the emotional stimulation in some way that they need, they're not going to do this job. And these people won't be motivated to do, let's say, accountant accounting kind of job, you know, just for money. Or let's say, okay, we know that these days we have a lot of those people who do, you know, crypto, who do, let's say, I don't know, just create some website drop shipping, right? This is not something that brings us joy on a soul level, right? But we see that a lot of people do that only for money. But with this placement, people won't go for those kinds of jobs just for money. They need to feel on a very emotional, spiritual level, high vibrations, you know, where they see their perspective of how, like, the reality they live in, right? And it brings them that stability, and they find that common idea, right, or concept that is related to that imagination of theirs about the world they live in. And then it's ideal for them to take that idea and take it into the 10th house, create something with that perspective, the unique perception that you have, because you are seeing, because there's Neptune there and Pisces there, right? I mean, you may have one or the other. It's the interpretation is the same because Neptune rules Pisces, right? So you may feel the vibrations and you may understand people psychologically, the society you live in. And for this placement, people develop this outlook on life, and they may find a cure. And why are they so involved socially, and why they want to understand emotions, you know, and like vibrations of, you know, society they live in, is because this is what brings them joy. Okay, they want to care for other people, and they understand, let's say, the emotions of other people, what people want, what they need emotionally, how to take care of them. This placement is similar to Cancer in the midheaven, in the 10th. I have this placement. But for me, it's like I have Mercury there in Cancer in my MC. So for me, it's taking care of mentally, right, of people, because I understand psychology very well, and relationship dynamics, and I integrated astrology into this, right? So this is what I brought into my 10th house, the way I saw the world, that everybody was fucked up, okay, that we need help big time, that everybody's psychologically fucked up. And the thing is that everybody's lying to themselves that they're not fucked up, that they're okay, you know. But if you could just only integrate your shadow parts, which astrology allows us to do, you know, I'm following Carl Jung's concept here, you know, because it changed my life completely with the application of astrology and psychology. So by combining all these things, I'm resonating with the public, because I realized, right, why I started studying all this and applying it and changing my life, because I realized we were all fucked up, not only me, because at first I thought it was only me. So now I'm resonating with thousands of people, and it makes me so happy because they're able to reflect on themselves, right? So see, this job that I have, like the career, is related to something that I reflect people back what's going on the inside, you know, of themselves. The same goes with Pisces. You might be like a psychic person doing tarot cards readings where you try to help people emotionally, and guide them in some way, you know. This is this placement. But again, for you, it's very important to have this joy and enjoy the process of what you're doing, and not only do this for money, okay? Because also with this placement, you might be influenced by other people about what direction to go. This placement is honestly suggesting that you're definitely going to take your perception and apply it in your career and develop that reputation in what you do. You have this imaginative qualities which allow you to intuitively feel what other people want. Let's say you are trying to become a therapist, okay, because this is very possible for this placement. If you're trying to become a therapist, you actually, first of all, you want to become a therapist because you see everything, okay? You feel people, you understand the undercurrents, what's going on behind the mask, okay? And that's what the shadows are, behind the mask. So you see, and you see the solution there too. And you want to create that concept or that idea which you can manifest in your career that will be reflecting the emotional worlds of other people. Because Pisces people are reflecting everybody whatever's going on inside of themselves. Okay, they're good, and Cancers too, you know, but especially Pisces, I would say. Well, Cancer is actually the same way. Let me not discriminate, but they're the same way. So, in terms of reflecting the other people's emotional worlds, because there's moon and it's all about patterns of behavior and thoughts and feelings. So, which Cancers may struggle with a lot. But Pisces in the 10th suggests that you might be a healer too, or you might be a teacher in some way, which, you know, spiritual teacher, psychologer, you may be a medical, like related to medical profession, where you help people, where you save people from like bad diseases. See, because this brings you emotional and soul level of fulfillment. These people, actually, this is a fun aspect to cover, but this placement also indicate that you may have a like liquor store, or like sell liquor, or like a bar or something, because it allows you to change the consciousness of people and the emotional state, right? Because when we drink, we start acting different, right? That's why it's, you know, 21 plus, because it changes your consciousness, and some people who are not used to it, they may act weird. So it changes your consciousness, and Neptune and Pisces is all about changing other people's consciousness, you know? So the jobs that are related to changing the inner world, you know, the state of mind. Yeah, so what else? Actually, if you have Pisces in the second, it might, you know, you may have this job too. I mean, have this kind of business. But besides that, this placement, Karl Marx had this placement, so we can see that he was able to manifest that vision that he had of the society, of the perfect society. And this is usually something that is of utilitarian nature, if that makes any sense. You know, it's like idealized nature of the view which is being manifested. And what did Karl Marx come with? He came with socialism, and he came with communism, right, which shaped the 20th century completely, right? The Soviet Union. That's when the 1917 is when the Bolshevik Revolution started in Russia. And Russia was very much influenced by Karl Marx, because Karl Marx was writing in the 1800s, okay, in the 19th century. So you get me? So he shaped the countries, you guys, like the world. And for this, they had to give up their own identities to serve a bigger purpose, okay? With this placement, you might feel called to serve a bigger and higher purpose. And if you doubt this, please don't, because this is the truth. You are here for something bigger, something karmic. You're here to give parts of yourself in order to fulfill your mission on a very soul level. And what is your mission is, you'll have to find out. Okay, but what else? Also, JFK had this placement, and we see that JFK had to give it up too, his identity, right? He was assassinated, and this placement suggests that, so you will either be, you know, forced to give up your status or identity or even life, like in a JFK, for a higher purpose, for something that you devoted yourself to, or this placement may also suggest like mommy issues, because you either, you know, your mom either had to work a lot when you were a kid, and she wasn't there emotionally, wasn't there emotionally for you, and you may not even have a clear picture of what mother is like in your adult life, or your mom died early when you were a child, or your mom had to give up her identity in some way in order to devote herself into the marriage and family. So she might have abandoned her creative side and her hobbies, what she wanted in life, the direction she actually wanted to go in life. She may have given that up for family. So yeah, I feel like I've covered pretty much everything for this placement. If this video resonated with you, please let me know in the comment section down below. I would love to hear that. But I'll see you all in my next video. Bye y'all.